Whoa, welcome to News Strip Down. 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer than that's probably just BS, anyways. Uh, yeah, sorry. Today's hump day, you guys. Normally I go do my yard care stuff on Thursdays, but it was nice and cool today. So I decided to get up early and go do some yard care work while the sun is covered up by some cloud. It's 21 degrees here in southwestern Manitoba. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit because I don't have my chart in front of me. But I don't know, birthdays. I'm trying to do birthdays here with this other phone and it's not working out the way I want it to. But let's just sit here in the chat. Hey DJ, what's up, bud? Have you played around with that editing software I gave you? Takes a little bit to get used to, man, but if you can start learning how to edit videos and stuff, start taking clips and start trying to make a, I don't know, start off with a 5-minute video. Just start working on your editing stuff, man. You're still young, and if I had the opportunity, man, to sit there, if somebody would have gave that editing software to me when I was your age, dude, the sky is the limit, man. The sky is the limit. But start working on your editing. Start working on editing, and there's a lot of work out there for people who need other YouTubers to edit their videos. So whether you become a YouTuber or not, you can still get in the YouTube community by editing video. Hey 24, how's it going? Sorry, different news today. I was out doing yard care, and because, well, I guess you can't see, it's cloudy over today. It's 21 degrees, so I decided to get some yard care work in for some people. Normally I save that till tomorrow, Thursdays, for my extra cash, but whatever, it is what it is. Take the opportunity while you have it. I hate putting stuff off to the side and then you try and play catch up. Smoke one of my cowboys. Ugh. Oh, so yeah, it's pretty nice here in southwestern Manitoba right now. The river seemed to has subsided in Brandon, Manitoba. I don't think it's gonna get much higher unless we get more heavy rain, but still forecast for rain. Sorry, I'm outside. Outside with green screen. Figure that one out. Oh, see, my hands are dirty. So look at my nails. Oh, speaking of nails, this is an interesting fact. I don't know. Since I'm really not doing the news, I was going to talk about Pierre Polyev, but uh, I don't understand why he's throwing himself under the bus the way he is. He is blatantly lying to his own constituents, and still to this day, like he's still telling people that what's happening in government is just lies and not facts. Like, what is he doing right now? It's almost like he's trying to set up the PC party for absolute failure from here on in. And you have to remember, Pierre Polyev had to get somebody to leave their position so he could still have a seat as PC leader, which doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and 2-4, I understand. If you're not around, man, don't sit there and take your time. I know you're heading to Alberta, and just take your time, man. Take your time. Just work at an even pace, okay? If as soon as you start rushing things, shit goes south, okay? That's always how it goes. You start rushing things, what happens? You race to work, what happens? You get pulled over. You get a speeding ticket now. And now you're even later for work. Just perfect example, just saying, so don't rush anything. Oh, what's up, bud? Hey, Stoner Code. What's up? That was a good chat we had the other day. We should get a little bit more in depth on, I don't know, your policies and my policies and have a good conversation face to face. Well, not to start an argument or anything, but to, see where people's thoughts are right now. Well, 2-4 is on his way. He's coming from Nova Scotia to Alberta. Finally. It only took him, what, 56 years. But no, I got what I needed to do today. Tomorrow should be good for news, and to make up for this week and the last 2 weeks where I've been sick. Yeah, I should probably do an hour show, but that means I'm gonna have to stay up all night writing. I have no problems with Alberta. I like Alberta. I have family from Alberta. Brooks, Alberta is beautiful. Yeah, you've been there twice. Yeah, fuck 2-4. I've been there lots. I've been there lots. And then 2-4. Whereabouts are you thinking? Like Red Deer, Edmonton, Calgary, Brooks. Like what kind of area are you thinking of going to? Because that's the one question I had thought to myself. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally, totally code. Totally. I'm just gonna start calling you code, man. Just because I don't want to, That's like saying homeless people are because the problem of is the reason why there's an AIDS epidemic in Manitoba. No, that's it's not because of the homeless population. It's not because of the drug epidemic. It's because of the prostitution. Oh, they're in Fort Mac. I don't know. You know what? Up in that area, it's not bad, man. It's not bad. Stay away from what is it? Not Canmore. Oh, it's by is not Three Hills. Oh, well, I'll text you too for. I'll text you what it is, but stay away from this one place. It's no good. It's a hole in the ground. Well, there's Lethbridge, but it's not Lethbridge. Lethbridge is a big fucking hole in the ground. 200 kilometers straight down the road from Fort Mac, Wandering River. You know what? I think I've been through there actually. I didn't stay, I just passed through Fort Mac. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been there. I think that's where I went up through when I went to Dawson's Creek, BC. Dawson's Creek is BC, right? It's not very far out of Alberta, I know that. I still thought we're in Alberta when we went there. That's the farthest I've been into BC is Dawson's Creek. And I thought Dawson's Creek was gonna be like way, way up there. No, it wasn't that nice. But yeah, the joys of yard care. Look, oh, it won't show. Let me show. Kokanee, the Kootenay Mountains. Leaving here last week from this month. Okay, of this month. Okay, so another 3 weeks. You're leaving, dude. You know what? I'm so proud of you. You have no idea. Like, that's like when I fucking moved to Quebec, man. When I moved to Quebec, everyone looked at me like, you're doing what? Oh, and then all the bets started. How long are you going to last in Quebec? And then the bet started going. And you know what's funny? The bet pool? I beat all the bet pool. Did you think I got to see the money? No. No. They didn't think I was going to last a year. I think the longest was 13 months was the longest I was going to last there. Trust me, I lasted. Oh, I should stop using this thing as my microphone. It's not a microphone. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? That's what we say when people bogart. Bogart when they hold on to your stick on you. They're like, hey, it's not a microphone. Smoke it and pass it. Puff, puff, pass, motherfucker. I know this isn't a news strip down, blah, blah, blah. I already had everything set up for news strip down. Sorry, the yard care stuff. And then I had to stay with my buddy for a bit to have a kokanee or two. And I had to talk to his wife because I'm their, I'm the son they never had. Well, adopted son? Here, let's say adopted son. I'm more of an adopted son anything. Oh, yeah, that's what the wife would do. That's what the wife would do, code. Yeah. Especially first thing. Oh, and then even me, not the spicy clam though. But first thing in the morning, yeah, a clam and a beer. Take the hair off the dog, or put a hair on the dog. I guess they say put another hair on the dog. And you know what's crazy when you go to like Mexico and the Dominican, if you're good with your money and you tip the locals, like if I gave somebody $5, holy fuck, that person is following me everywhere I go. First mistake I ever did, I tipped the hostess who came and cleaned our room. I gave her $10, and holy fuck, there was like puppets made, like dolls made of towels. Our bed was lined with chocolates and flower petals. I was like, you don't need to do that. I gave you that $10 because you needed it. And fuck, like I said, the clamato, Mexico, you can't get clamato. Dominican Republic, you can't get clamato. Other Canadians bring it in their suitcases and they give it to the locals, and they save it for like when people are like, "Hey, can I get a club and clam?" And it's like, boom, automatic. They know they're gonna get a $5 tip because that's what it would cost us here in Canada, $5 drink, right? And that this is my theory. When I always traveled, if I was gonna pay $5 for a drink, what does it hurt to tip $3? And you have to realize that I'm going to a country, it's impoverished. Some of these people don't ever get to see that type of money. But you sold the RV? Dude, I thought you were gonna fucking take the RV, man. Oh, dude, I thought you were gonna take the RV because that would have just saved. I thought you were just gonna go. Sorry, are you gonna fly there then? Because you might as well, like, if you might as well just strip down to the fucking bare necessities, and just fucking fly, man. No point driving. No point fucking driving, man. Just sell everything. Like you said, there's nothing keeping you there. Well, besides possessions. Sell everything off, just fly. I hope that's what you're doing, man. That's what I should have fucking done. I should have bought a sea can with my 60 grand. Bought a sea can, put all my shit in a fucking sea can. Then I should have went to. I could have saved myself 10 grand. Yeah, I know there's that too. I know, code. I understand that. No time for change. Good. Good. I don't know. Should be able to find some half decent campers and stuff. Are you gonna go back to the camping zone, or you don't say rental? Because I know as soon as you say rental, I know exactly what's going through your head already. Code's probably thinking the same way. Okay, Code, 2-4's lived in a camper. He's a retiree. Okay, like he like there's nothing holding him where he is. So besides his motorcycle. But dude, definitely rental property is not going to be a good idea. The wife is still complaining about living here in a rental property. She wants to make a deal with the devil so she can go back to the farm. But has she made that deal with the devil again? No. No. Trust me. I know what that deal is. I know what that deal with the devil. I made that deal with the devil when I came back from Quebec. And best thing for me to do is just live my fucking life and do the best I can. Sorry. It may look like I'm not doing a lot right now, but I'm in a program right now for me to get all my schooling paid for as if I was a native, a First Nations person. And not only that, they're going to find me a place to live and they're going to pay for that. So my hydro, my rent, and my schooling will be all paid for, but I have to stay as I have to be classified as a homeless person. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. And I have to play the waiting game. This is provincial government. If anybody knows how the government works, nothing comes quickly. And I've been in the program for, I think we're going on 9 months right now. They still haven't found me housing right now, and they still haven't. They've signed me up for the schooling program, but the thing is, I can't get into the schooling program until they find me housing. There's steps to this right now, and right now the step I have to do right now is don't find a job that's any more than 20 hours a month, 30 hours a month. No, what is it, 30? Well, depending. I'm only allowed to make $700 a month before I can get kicked out of the program. So even finding a part-time job, that's going to be hard, because even a part-time job, I'm going to be making around 280 bucks, a paycheck, and it's going to be pushing the limitations before I get kicked out of here. 6 years in RV rent at first, maybe buy, depends on how we like it. Yeah, and then housing is expensive too in Alberta. Those houses are way too overpriced, man. That's what I don't understand. How did the housing market get so out of control? You see what it takes to build a house now. Even so, the wife, she's looking at this house in another town. I don't want to say what town in case people I know doing the same thing. There's a house and they want $25,000 for it. I was like, okay. So there, that shell of this house, you cannot build that for $25,000. You can't even build a garage for $25,000 with a concrete floor. And this is a single floor, 3 bedroom, open kind of kitchen, living area kind of setup. I think there's a divider wall in between the living room and kitchen. She didn't take a look at it. But she's looking at all this stuff the siding needs to be done and all this other stuff. Say if she even just did the siding, yeah, that's going to cost you $6,000. And if I did the siding, free labor, blah, blah, blah. Now that $25,000 house, because no one would buy it because the outside looks like shit. You spend that $6,000 to put siding on it. Now that $25,000 house is a $35,000 house. Could be a $40,000 house. Just because now it's pleasing to the eye. The inside the inside wasn't too bad in that house. I think the only room in that house that was renovated was the bathroom. So right there, you just saved yourself $10,000. Think about that. A bathroom and kitchen are the two most expensive rooms in the house. So this is what I go and look at when I'm looking at housing or new houses and stuff. Is the kitchen redone or is the bathroom redone? Because if that stuff's not redone, then it doesn't matter what the rest of the house looks like. If those 2 rooms are done, the rest is peanuts. It's easy to put a new spackle, drywall patch and new coat of paint, stuff like that. Easy to do that. A simple monkey in a fucking paint roller could fucking do that by himself. But just saying, and I don't know why the wife doesn't want to do something like that. And then she's worried because she got fucked over on some credit, blah blah blah, some legal stuff happened, and I think she's claimed bankruptcy once. But even so, she buys that $25,000 house. Her mortgage payments, I don't think they'd let her get a 20-year mortgage on something like that. It'd probably be about a 15. But even still, it'd still be cheaper than what she's paying for rent. But then you have other issues. Say the hot water tank goes. Now you gotta go and buy a hot water tank, replace that. There's people like me though, I could replace a hot water tank pretty easily, as long as it's electric. If it's natural gas, I won't touch anything natural gas. This is one of the reasons I stopped working for my dad, is because he kept throwing me under the bus, getting me to do propane hookups and natural gas hookups when I don't have a ticket to do stuff like that. And I don't want to be responsible for things, and I could just see everything going downhill from there. And then after finding out my dad is actually doing wet inspections and he hasn't been certified for the last 2 years to actually even do home inspections anymore, and he's still doing home inspections, and the insurance companies are still approving his home inspections. You know why? Because he's liable. This is why he has a $10 million coverage, and he's got to pay for that. But he's used up his $10 million coverage once already. So, yeah, this is why I don't talk to my dad anymore. And then, that doesn't sound kosher. Yeah, then get the fuck out. I can't tell my dad what to do. I can't tell him what to do. He's going to do whatever the fuck he wants. That's the thing. Nobody takes advice. And I've come to this point in my life where I realize I can give people advice, whether they want to take it or not. That's fine. I used to get pissed off when people wouldn't take my advice. And I think I used to get pissed off because when I worked with Ron, when I was like detailing semis and making really good money and growing pot and stuff like that, when I worked with Ron, something would break. And we're like, oh shit, that's broken, eh? Fuck, what do you think we should do? And then he'd look at me and be like, I don't know, what do you think we should do? And then I sat back and thought to myself, like, holy fuck, this guy's actually asking me my opinion this time? He wants to know what I want to do? Holy fuck. And then after that, we shared advice. But you gotta take it how it is. My buddy wants to sell his property here just outside of Wandering. Has a cabin, has been fixed up. I don't know. I don't know, 2-4. Well, there you go, 2-4. I could put you in touch with Code here, and then you guys could talk. Well, and then 2-4's been living in a trailer, a camper for a while, so like, fuck. It was camper, right? Sorry, for some reason, something just told me when you said trailer. No, I don't think you ever said trailer. It was camper, right? RV, okay. Yeah, okay. Fifth wheel. 40-foot fifth wheel, yeah, that's what I figured. But, I don't know. I could put you in touch with Code here. He's up by, 200 kilometers from Fort Mac. Straight shot, though, he says. And Stoner is pretty much off-grid completely, too. He's running solar panels with some quad batteries, propane stove. So, I don't know. But it's a house. It's a cabin. It's not a camper. At least it's a square box, not a rectangle. Only thing about trailers that really bothered me in campers is you always have to like weasel around somebody. You gotta be like, shimmy. Fuck, have I lost a lot of weight since I was sick. Look at that. Look at them chicken arms. Look at my gillet. Chicken fat. Ooh. Yeah, I lost a lot of weight. I lost a lot of weight in 2 weeks. Holy shit. I haven't weighed myself though. I bet you I'm around 120 right now. Maybe 118. The first 3 days I lost 5 pounds. What was that? The 25th is when I got sick. Sick for 2 weeks. That was horrible. I don't want to wish that. I'm almost wondering if I had a mini stroke. Because I wasn't sick, like cold. It was like everything from here up. I still can't hear properly, and I'm still learning how to write again. My writing is about half of, okay, I started writing in January, February, March. Around March, my handwriting started getting really good, and it got better. And then now it's back to about March writing again. At least what I'm writing on paper, I can read now. Before, what I was writing, I literally reading and writing, and I look down, and it's literally just scribbles. Like, what the fuck was going on here? I don't know. COVID in this mind fog. Crystal from, I don't know, 2-4, if you probably remember, what's his name? Crystal, Red Lady. Red Lady from, sorry, I can't even remember his name because I mentally blocked him completely. I want to say James Best, but no, it's not James Best. But anyways, Crystal said she had COVID twice, and then she had memory issues after. So I don't know what's going on with that. This is my first. I had COVID, I'm pretty sure, in 2019, in October, November, before it had a name in January of 2020. Now you got to think about that. I had COVID before it had a name. I'm pretty sure everyone in this fucking town had COVID before it had a name in 2019. How much space? Like, is it acreage space or is it kind of a lot? And I never asked you this either, Code. Are you in a lot? Or do you have some space, like some acreage space behind you there too? You can always tell what I'm thinking when my eyes either go really down or they go really up. And you know what's funny? They say people who lie a lot, they look up. Nah, that's when I go to think. That's when I go to think really, really hard. Or when I'm trying to find an old memory, I look up is when that's when I'm trying to find an old memory. When I'm really in deep, deep thought, I look down. Oh, okay. Well, there you go, 2-4. I can put you guys in touch. I'm on my phone right now, but once I get back inside to the computer, I can give you guys some information. I don't know, take a look at it. Blah, blah, blah. It's an option. I don't know. And that's not a bad price either. But there's no power. But I don't know, with propane. And this is another thing. Code. Price of propane. Have you noticed a significant change in propane? It hasn't went up yet. Why is propane still like it? I know it did shock up there. I can't remember what year that was where it shocked up, but yeah, that's totally fine, man. I lived off grid not last year, but the summer before. Completely off grid for the whole summer. Cooked all our meals over an open fire. Open fire. Some of the best meals ever. Craft dinner? No shit. I could cook craft dinner in about 2 minutes. No shit. Like, holy fuck, that direct heat. You just put the minimal amount of water just so the noodles cook, and you still want a little bit of water so you can put the powder in. But holy fuck. Yeah, figure this out. Okay, 2-4. Thank you. Notice that propane prices have not changed and everything else is going up. Why aren't we driving propane vehicles again? I remember my buddy had a truck that ran on propane. There was a big tank in the back of his truck. Holy fuck, we could run on empty. He lived 47 kilometers away from where I did, and we could drive back and forth there for about a week just on fumes. And it was so funny, like, oh, and the CB radio. That was another thing I miss about that truck. His CB radio. This is truck 1 to 2. Pull into this truck stop and take a load off your mind. Sorry, load off your mind means like take a shit. Well, at least that's what we thought it meant. Pull into this truck stop and take a load off your mind. Oh, fuck, we miss doing shit like that. Yeah, propane. Figure that out, eh? So stock up on propane, you guys. Use it while you can. How has that not changed? Everything else. Diesel. Diesel used to be cheaper than gas. Now the fucking diesel is more expensive than gas. How the fuck did that happen? My understanding is there was an accident or a fire or something that happened at a refinery, either in Saskatchewan or Alberta, and that's why the price of diesel went up, and it's never come back down since. And it wasn't COVID or anything; it was because of some oil refinery bullshit, and that's where it peaked past gas. Like fuck, I think diesel is the same price as getting close to premium price. It's funny, is there's literally an alcohol plant right there. It smells like barley or rye grain. No, 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 no. It smells like rye bread cooking. But it's corn. It's corn. It's unsugarized corn. It's just feed corn they're putting in there. You think they'd want the sugar-based corn to make the ethanol? No, they're using the lowest grade corn that you can get to make this ethanol here. Fuck, the other night I was telling my buddy, I was just at the guy's house. I was doing the lawn care. I was like, "Holy fuck, were they doing a batch the other night?" He was like, "Oh, you smelt that too?" I was like, "Yeah." Whew, ethanol plant, just right there. It used to be a Seagram's plant, Seagram's liquor, Seagram Systems sisters. You know, part of Nexium, that cult, and they're still part of that cult. What's his name? Greer, something Greer is the leader. He's in jail. He got locked up. But apparently, those Seagram sisters, they're the next hierarchy past him. So they're in charge now. They were worth like, what, $800 million at one point? I don't know what they're worth now. Seagram sisters and that Nexium, they used to do that branding shit on people. I'm gonna go grab my vape pen. Sorry, after doing grass cutting and stuff. And it's nice and chill outside today. I'm glad to do this live right now outside with you guys. I can't go any farther than this. I'd like to be outside more, but the Wi-Fi doesn't work through stone walls. Doesn't even like to work inside. Oh, okay, sorry. I was talking about something, and this is really weird. Since I was a kid, I've had these white dots show up on my nails. These white dots. And people say it's from hitting your cuticles or you have some damage like close to your finger, like hitting it with things. But even since I was a kid, I used to get these white dots. But every time these white dots on my nails, I don't know if you can see the white dot. I was trying to save it so I could show you guys, but there's a white dot, like an imperfection in my nail. It's a white dot, comes up. But every time it hits the edge of where the part you can see, there is a weather system that always happens, whether it's winter, summer, or anything. But look at where this white dot is right now, okay? It just passed. We had this crazy weather system come through Manitoba, all this flooding. And that's about the same time it would have crested where it was the dead part of the nail. Just saying. But since I was a kid, always had some crazy weather phenomenon. Weather phenomenon. Every time I've had a white dot crest there. Just saying. Just saying. I don't know. Does anybody else like should put this out there for other people? Has anyone else ever noticed things like that? Because I remember the last real big white dot that was on my nail was a massive weather system. Fucking took out the. Trust me, God, I think, came down then. Ripped all the fucking trees out of the cemetery. Literally pulled graves up that were like 200 years old. It was the craziest thing ever. Literally, you could walk through the cemetery and look in the hole from the trees being torn out of the ground and see like skeletons that have been there for like 200 plus years. It was the craziest fucking thing. That was a massive white dot on my nail. I don't know if you can see it. The Yeah, it doesn't help with the green screen either. But now I can cut my nails. I got that off my chest. And the wife knows this too. because I told her about it. I'm like, that white dot's getting closer to my thing. She's like, I don't know. You can believe whatever you want. I'm like, that's fine. That's a fair answer. I don't know. Let's call it a coincidence. Let's just call it a coincidence. That's pretty fucked up, though. It's pretty much anything weather related. Besides electrical storms and my ankle. Since I broke my ankle, I got a bunch of titanium in there. Heavy electrical storms, my ankle starts vibrating. It hums like a no, not quite, but like a frequency, like oh, there we go. Like that kind of buzzing. That's what my ankle starts doing, which is pretty crazy. And what's kind of funny is they didn't need to do that surgery. They didn't need to. Just like when I broke my wrist, they're like, we're either going to try and set this, and if we can't set it properly, we're going to take you for surgery unless you say otherwise. I was like, yeah, you're going to fix it as best you can, and we're not going to do the surgery. And they're like, okay. Yeah. Yeah, my wrist still clicks, but I didn't need that extra hardware on me. I didn't want that hardware that's in my ankle is supposed to come out, and they never took it out. Or are gonna take it out. That's horrible. That's horrible. And I still can't hear properly. It feels like I have water in my ears since I've been sick. Like I'm on a plane. You know, you're going up or you're going underwater. One or the two. That's how it feels since I've been sick. And the top of my mouth still doesn't feel right either. It still hurts a bit. I think I'm just more used to the pain than anything. It's normally what happens to me. Something starts to hurt and I just get used to it. And then even just the like it's so funny when people like last time I went to the doctor for something really fucked up. He was like, oh, my shoulder. Like when I separated my shoulder. This is the funniest fucking thing. I go to the doctor. I even go see this specialist. And he's like, holy fuck, your shoulder's completely separated. I was like, what are you talking about? I was just swinging hammer like 3 fucking hours ago. He's like, you've been swinging hammer? I was like, I don't know. It hurt for like, I don't know, about a month and a half. And he's like, you didn't go to the doctor? I was like, I just took some fucking Tylenol. And I don't fucking take Tylenol. And then the doctor's like, yeah, your shoulder is completely out of its socket. And it's been out of its socket by the looks of it, like because of your x rays. It's been out of its socket for quite a while. And that's the funny thing. Look, I don't have any problems with my shoulders. My neck, though, that's one thing that affected me. My shoulder being fucked up. I can't turn my head all the way. That's the one thing. Who would have thought, eh? Just simple things like that. You fuck up one part of your body, and then little other things happen that you don't realize you couldn't do before. Since breaking my wrist, oh yeah. See how my head is turned and I'm twisting my shoulders? Oh, there we go. See this? Here, stand straight. See, I gotta twist my elbow in to keep my hand flat. Oh. Elbow straight. So I can't take change. Sorry. Welcome to Redneckville, Manitoba. Everyone here. And you know what's so funny? All the kids here, all these rich fucking farmer kids, they all have Subarus, and then they don't drive them in the wintertime. Like, you have a fucking Subaru and you don't drive it in the wintertime. Or is it you bag the shit out of it so bad all summer with no catalytic converters, which also Leave your catalytic converters on your Hondas and your Subarus. FYI. Maybe Toyotas. If okay, once your Toyota is after like 300,000 miles, cut the cat out. There you go. There's some just advice. Because the cats start getting plugged up around after 300,000. And if you know how Toyotas are, where you just add oil, yeah, those cats get plugged up. And then it'll start creating backflow where it won't want to start. Or you could just cut holes in your exhaust. Ooh, I'm still trying to figure out what to do with my Porsche. There's a couple of YouTubers here in Canada. Kind of trying to find somebody like Hoovie's Garage or Hoopty's Garage. It's not like it's a Hoopty. It's just a Porsche 944, and it's it's Singered or RUF'd. It's not your average Porsche 944. It's got a turbo trans, headers. It had a high flow cat till I cut it out, which I never should have done. It's got Coney shocks on it, totally adjustable. You use this key dial, you can like adjust the tension on the front and rear. Yeah, the turbo 944 5-speed transmission in the rear. Holy fuck, what else? There's a bunch of shit done. It's got the 2-inch wide body kit, factory race. Yeah, it's got the factory fiberglass race 2-inch wide body kit on it. It's fucking wide. People think it's a 940. No, people think it's a RX-7. I always get pissed off. Boissevain to Brandon. 47-minute drive in 17 minutes. I know, 17 minutes. I know, I'm thinking, like, even my buddy and me were like, no way. I'm like, dude, you didn't fuck with that timer. He's like, I did not fuck with that timer. He's like, but it was quick. He's like, dude, we passed 14 cars at once on that single lane highway. And I was like, yeah, I know. I know. We also topped my car out 256 kilometers per hour. I don't know what that is in miles, but 256 kilometers an hour passing cars on a single lane highway. You're passing those cars like they're telephone poles standing still. Like I was doing 150 kilometers faster than they were. Like think about that. Those cars, any car would have pulled out in front of us, like to go and pass. Like we would have been skid marks. But I would like to get the money back for my car. But I think it's worth more than that right now. I really do think it's worth more. A hammer. That's what I wanted to say. I think my car is a Quebec-made hammer, like the Mercedes. There's these guys in Quebec, and I'm trying to look into this serial number in my car, but I haven't been out to the farm to grab my serial number. But I want to look into this car. I think it might be a lost hammer, which might bring up the value to around 30 some $1,000, maybe 36. It might be a lost Quebec hammer. You remember those guys took the Mercedes and then they like put those wide body kits on them, put the BBS fucking honeycomb wheels, and did up the engines, get an extra 150 horsepower out of those Mercedes, sometimes 200 horse. I'm pretty sure the 944 I have is a Quebec version of a hammer. I'm pretty sure there's more than just one of them out there, or mine's the only one left. But yeah, I gotta do Carfax or a VinWiki or something on there. But I need that serial number first. I gotta call Day Day here and see if he'll help me move this thing here. His name's not Day Day. I just call him Day Day. Just because I don't like his name. And his name starts with a D. All of a sudden, it just smells like dog shit. It might be the neighbor. So I'm gonna make a quick phone call. I'm gonna see if Day Day can help me move this thing tonight. He's not gonna answer me. And it's funny is Day Day fucking pocket dialed me the other day. That was the fucking funniest thing. Just pocket dials me. I'm like, call him. I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, oh, I pocket dialed you. And I was like, I texted him back. I was like, but why me? And he's like, I have no idea. But, oh, crazy. Mudslinger. Noah the other day. Noah. So, I haven't talked to Noah. He gets 1,000 subscribers and then he just disappears off the face of the earth. And he had a good thing going. He did have a really good thing going. And he just, last we heard, he was in the Cayman Islands. And then he just disappears. He goes to a casino and then he disappears. No one's heard from him since. I'm calling him, I'm texting him. I'm leaving him messages on Discord. Finally, I called the other day, like 4 or 5 days ago, just as I was starting to feel better again. Call him up, and he was like, hey, man, what's up? I was like, holy fuck, thank God, man. Like, holy fuck. Sitting here all wondering, like, you get 1,000 subs and you just fucking disappear like that on us. It's like, fuck, oh, man, I didn't mean to do that. It's just, you know, I got a good job and stuff, and my good job proceeds me doing what I was doing before. I was like, yeah, that's understandable. It's totally understandable. Just let people know what's going on. Like, there's a lot of people worried about you, man. He's like, oh, man. He's like, it's my birthday today. I'm like, no shit. And he's like, I know you didn't call because it was my birthday, but I really thought that's why I answered this call, is because you knew it was my birthday. I was like, no, I was calling to check on you. But isn't that weird how the world works? Now think about this. He finally answered his phone while because not just because it's his birthday, because it was me too, and he thought it was because I was there to wish him a happy birthday. But isn't that funny how, like, he's in the United States, he's in a completely different state, and yet we can do stuff like this, you guys. We can use these things. You just have to listen. You have to listen. And I don't know if it's because I've had a lot of time to listen that it's so prominent to me, but it just feels like to me is I should be better than this. But I'm comfortable where I am. Like I feel I should be doing something better, but I think where I am right now is a good place, and the right now, right here, is where I need to be, which sounds really stupid too. Yeah, that sounds really stupid, but I don't know. Things are working out. They're okay. Still here. Oh, here's just out of the blue. Sorry. I'll wait till this truck goes by. So, I've been listening to a lot of theories and stuff about like the Matrix theory and other things, and then came across this one Well, actually, this isn't quite a theory yet. I've been looking into this. This isn't quite a theory. But what if every time we die, we just go to an alternate dimension and we just wake up the next morning? Like, think about that. I know there's like TV shows that kind of portray something like that. You could watch like was it the Russian Doll with that redheaded chick from American Pie, where she dies every time and she's trying to figure out why she's dying. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, what if every time we die, we don't realize we die, we just wake up the next morning in a different reality? Because I've been saying for a while, I don't know how I haven't died yet. And I was just thinking about this as a hypothesis. It's an interesting hypothesis. It's just like going to sleep, eh? You didn't get anything out of it. See, that's what I was thinking about too. When I was sick there, I did a video obituary for myself. 22 minutes. Nothing. Nothing. You didn't get nothing. Really. That's surprising. I don't know, but this brings up a lot of thoughts there too. For what were you thinking at this point? Were you thinking I'm not dead yet, or were you thinking like I'm ready to go? Like what was your mindset at this point when right before the 22 minutes? What was your mindset? This is what I really like to know. Were you thinking like fuck this, I'm not doing this yet, or were you like okay, yeah, just let's go? You know, like I don't know how to interpret that, but I don't know. Maybe you have some interpretation on that, or I don't know if you've really sat down and thought about it like that way. So I could just be throwing some questions that nobody's asked you at you. You could sit there and think about them for a bit. You don't have to answer them now. But there's a lot of questions that I ask myself where I have to sit down and think about them for a bit. Like I always thought alcohol was a problem with me. I don't think it is an issue with me. It's just I think alcohol brings out demons in people. And the best thing to do if you want to drink comfortably and, be a moral and responsible person, don't go out in public and drink. Like, I can sit here with you guys here and have a drink, but say if I went to a bar right now, I could be sitting here having a conversation with you, and there's going to be some asshole behind you who wants to just start some shit or give you or put a $20 bill in front of your face and ask you to suck his dick. Excuse me? No, I'm not that fucking queer guy who comes to this bar and sucks dicks for 20 bucks. Yeah. Like, no thoughts, no nothing. But your thought. Like, can you remember your thought at all? I was in my living room eating a popsicle, watching a kid riding a bike, and my heart stopped. If not for the wife and quick CPR, I was gone. Nothing. Really. So, oh man, I don't want to get deep on this stuff, but what are your thoughts on the afterlife then? Like, I don't know. This is why I was talking about. I think every time we die, maybe. Hey, we just go into a different parallel universe and we just gotta keep living. Because to tell you the truth, nothing. Really? That's kind of scary a little bit, eh? It's kind of scary a little bit. Just hearing that from you, though, too. I don't know. Just live every day, eh? Is that what you're saying? Just live every day to the fucking fullest? You're gonna be in that bandwagon? I should actually do a poll and see, like, what people think, but nobody ever looks at my posts anyways or fills out my polls when I do them. But they're if I yeah, that's pretty controversial. I don't want to be that controversial. I just want to ask questions. It's funny, like I get in a lot of trouble because I ask questions. I'm just asking a question. I'm not trying to start a fight. You know, and that's where everyone's so defensive when it comes to stuff like that. I just want to know, like, I always want to learn too. That's another thing. Like now thinking back in retrospect, there's so many people that I have been around that I should ask way more questions. Like I had a grade school teacher, retired grade school teacher I did work for. She was 87 years old. So she got to see a generation of kids that, you know, and seen how things worked. I really wish I could have sat down and talked with her and be like, how have you seen the school and the education system change through your years? There's so many questions I wish I could have asked people, and they're gone now. There's so many questions I should ask my grandmother and my grandfather, but my grandfather had Alzheimer's by the time I got to talk to him. Yeah, fuck. I don't know. I don't know. I hope I come back in some way to help somebody at least. That's what I hope to do at least 2-4. Like 2-4, we've known each other for quite a few years now, at least. Well, in the chat, at least. I don't know what, like 4 years. Like Wheel Burner, I've known for like 7 years. Yeah, going on probably, yeah, going be pretty close to 7 years with Wheel Burner and Tolga. I still talk to Tolga like on a regular basis. It's nice to talk to him. That European voice of his, that Turkish, English, European. Oh man, he's a fucking gem. He's a fucking gem. He's as much as of a gem in the chat as he is in real life to talk to him. That Tolga motherfucker, he is definitely something. Cheers to Tolga. He is he's been there, done that, and beyond most of us can say either, too, which is shout out, mad respect for Tolga, mad respect. Cheers, brother. And that's not because he's probably gonna watch this later, but just shout out. Oh, I'm gonna go grab my pen. I gotta take a quick piss though. Un momento, please. I'll be right back. Somebody fill in the chat while I'm gone, please. Oh, sorry about that, you guys. Tolga's, oh, dude. I talk to Tolga almost once a week, at least once a week. Oh, it's good. And I like to hear what's happening on the other side of the world, too. It's pretty much no different than what's happening here in Canada. Same shit, man. Countries sitting here fighting over each other, and Trump's fucking everything up. Like, this is getting out of hand. This is just, everything is getting out of hand right now. Was it the other picture I posted yesterday of Trump building a wall around himself of just legal documents? It was supposed to be legal documents, but AI didn't like doing that. But I kind of liked the way AI did it because the bricks were labeled, so it kind of got the point across. But that's not what I wanted. But AI has been pretty good. Especially when it comes to cartoons and stuff. On kind of what I want. It's not always exactly what I want when I do these like cartoons that I post before I do my lives, but it's kosher enough. There's a few I have had to redo quite a bit. Like, I don't like how if I ask AI to do something about the liberals for a cartoon, they always throw in Trudeau. Like, that's not who I'm talking about. And Tolga's good for support too. Uh, lately, actually, not just lately, when it comes to like breakfast cereal, what other channels are starting to take off now? Well, even Indie Boom Shockwave, but that's something else. You either love it or you hate it. That's the thing. But breakfast cereal, um, with the amount of quality and stuff he was doing with his videos, yeah, I was gonna support that shit 100%. And not only that, he's Canadian. You have to support Canadian. And there was points where Josh was getting to this point where like, do I keep going? Like, I'm putting all this effort and all this quality into something, I'm not getting any recognition. I was like, dude, just patience is a virtue. You have a good base right now, and the base that you have that are following you is a good base. Just be patient, and then finally that algorithm kicked, boom, and then he went from like 15 or 30,000 subscribers to like 80,000 subscribers overnight. Perfect. Perfect. Love to see stuff like that. Real outdoor living, great community. They're all about shouting out other channels too. But the thing is, there's a lot of channels out there. People are like, oh, shout my channel out. You go to their channel, there's nothing there. Like, if you're gonna shout out a channel, then or your channel, you should have some type of significance. Like, I've been on here since 2013, so, but I haven't started showing my face until about 2 or 3 years ago. I always had this thing about not showing my face on YouTube, and it is what it is. I thought the mystique would help a little bit, but not like I'm much to look at anyways. But for a while, even just me and the wife doing live chats, not showing our faces, me and the wife together, that's not happening anymore. YouTube is kind of like broken her. We've oh. YouTube broke the wife. Like, there's a lot of good community stuff that we're involved in, and a lot of YouTube stuff that I've been involved in, and it's always went south in some way or another. Whether it's ridicule or just finding a black sheep out of the bunch to pick on. or just finding ignorant ways to get rid of a person for some reason. But yeah, like I've been on a couple other YouTube shows. Trying to do this myself isn't the same. Almost need somebody there. And the wife isn't going to do this with me anymore. She's done. She's done. The friends and stuff she's made on YouTube have turned on her so quickly. Well, have turned on me too. And I've turned the cheek on a few. But there was a point on YouTube there as everyone was like me, 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 me. And for me, it was never about me. I just kind of wanted to just hang out and give my 2 cents every once in a while. Like, I always waited for people to speak. Like, I'll wait my turn. And this is probably another reason why people allowed me to be on their channels. It's because I'd be so quiet for a while and then I'd say something really profound. But, I don't know, like, I was on Beer for Breakfast there for a couple months. And I got sober and decided that wasn't good for me anymore. Well, and it didn't help being sober, even being on the show sober. And then I'd go to work and then people would be like, oh, you're still doing Beer for Breakfast? So I'm getting ridiculed, you know, because, yeah, I'm sober. I still can't do this show. So the background around me, like even the people I'm working with, is like, how can you do Beer for Breakfast morning show when you're sober? Well, I'm not drinking on there, and it doesn't even matter. I was the Canadian commentary. That's all I was. But then, kind of started just making fun of, Canadians, and just using Canada as a scapegoat for a lot of the political problems that are happening in the United States. And no, I didn't really want to be a part of that anymore. And then me breaking my wrist, and then I come on the show the one time, and they just went after me, and it was just like, what? It's like, yeah, I just no compassion or anything. It's like, hey, we just lost our Canadian correspondent, broke his wrist. It's probably in a lot of pain right now, or broke his dominant hand, so he can't wipe his ass, and never going to be able to swing hammer again, never going to be able to do what he did ever again. Yeah, and let's just rag on that guy. Wow. Yeah, there's a time and a place to like sit there and do comedy and rag on people. Like, if somebody's down, you don't rag on them. And that's where I fucking lost my mind. And then I brought up every fucking issue I had with them. And I'm sorry, yeah. And sorry, Beer for Breakfast, yeah. Sorry, there's a reason I snapped the way I did. I shouldn't have snapped the way I did, because that was useless. That's internet banter. I should have literally called Ron and told him exactly how I felt and why I felt the way I did, instead of, doing some ignorant banter. Trish. Oh. Well, can I just call you Craft84? Sorry, I'm really bad with names. I can't remember names. Unless you want to give yourself a... Well, 84, that I can remember. I'll just call you 84. Sorry. And then... Oh, okay. Sam. There we go. That's easy. Thank you. Sorry. I have another girlfriend named Sam. She's pretty cool. She thinks she's black, though. It's funny. She's white as could be, but she thinks she's black. If you talk to her on the phone, you'd think she was black. So, Sam84, awesome. Thanks for popping in. You're a half decent person? I'll give you a wrench if you want. I'm here. I have the opportunity. And you just missed 2-4. 2-4. He's from Nova Scotia, Canada, and Stoner Code there. I just call him Code. He's a pretty good guy. I've known him for quite a while. 2-4 I've known for a couple of years, and Stoner Code I've known for a couple of years. They're pretty good. United Kingdom. Oh, I guess it's about that time, eh? You're just going to bed, eh? A little late there. Oh, yeah, United Kingdom, you guys having some issues, eh? Normally I do the news, but I was doing some yard clean, there's an elderly couple that I do yard care for, and it was clouded over today. Normally it's like 32 degrees, and today it's like 21, so I went and did the yard care today instead of tomorrow. You don't sleep much? Yeah, I don't sleep much either. I sleep maybe like 4 hours a day. Is probably not good. I was sick for 2 weeks though, which is not helping me. Still getting over that though. I don't know. I think it was like COVID 2.0. Oh, painkillers. I won't take painkillers in anymore unless I need to. I have some 100 milligram uh, uh, morphines, the grays. Well, they're grays here in Canada. And then I got some oxymorphones. If I took a whole one, I'd probably die. But yeah, I don't even take Tylenol. I didn't, when the first week I was sick, I didn't even take any cold medication. I didn't take it until after. Didn't feel like a cold, it felt like a virus. But I'm still having problems remembering shit from before. But I do love painkillers. I do love the way painkillers make you feel though. It's just like that warm blanket, but you're scratchy. That's what I like about painkillers. But if you need them, you don't get that. That's the thing. The only way to get the good warm feeling is if you abuse them. You're gonna take double. Yeah. Did they do surgery at all? Or did they just let it heal the way it was? That's so you have a clicky. So I broke my wrist last summer. My wrist now, like it clicks like a ratchet. Oh, you can't. You wouldn't be able to hear that anyways. I can feel it though. It's not good. So I can't swing hammer anymore. So I am unemployed and homeless. I get $250 a month from the provincial government to stay homeless. I'm on a program right now, so they're going to put me in a home. They're going to find me a place to live, and then they're going to put me in a work program. It's called a re-education program because the job I had before required me to swing hammer, do construction, lift heavy stuff, you know, so which means I can't fix cars, I can't wrench on anything, and trust me, I've tried doing this stuff. Like, let's just swing hammer for a bit. I can't last 3 hours, and 3 hours is pretty fucking bad. But trust me, when I broke my wrist, I cried. I was like, sweet, I'm 42 years old, and I'm gonna never be able to swing hammer again. Yeah, that's awesome. So that means I need to find a new career. At 42 years old, I need to find a new career. I need to find a new career at 42 years old. I gotta go back to school. I gotta go back to school. Yeah. But I gotta be homeless to get into this program. But it's okay. Blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. Oh, fuck. Don't complain too much. That's life. Shit happens. You can't fucking go back in time and change it. Just let it be. Just fucking let it be. That's the one thing I've learned in life. Okay, don't regret anything. Think about this. Never regret anything. Everything you did for a reason, and you've learned from that point. So to say you have regrets, this is the one thing I hated about AA. What do you regret in life? I was like, nothing. And this is one thing they hated at AA. You have to have regrets. Is there anything that you think you never should have done? Well, no, because if I was going to do it, I was going to do it. Who's to say, like, because I did that, it was because of alcohol? No, I did that because I was going to do it. Like, have no regrets. Don't regret anything. It was a learning experience. Like, to sit there and put a shame on something, put a shame on previous events. And you know what? To sit there and look, the only reason you should be looking into the past is using it as a learning experience. Don't dwell on the past. You should be only looking to the future. What are you going to do tomorrow? How are you going to feed yourself tomorrow? What do you have to do tomorrow? Do you need to make a plan for tomorrow? Like, this is what you should be thinking. You go to the grocery store, make a list. You're going to start going forward in your life, make a list. It's as simple as that. Most people in life, they sit there and they're wandering around like their heads chopped off. Why? It's like, oh, I forgot my list. You're just wandering. Just wandering. Stop wandering. This is why I'm happy right here where I am right now. I don't have to sit here and wander and think of all the things that I should have done. I've come to this point. And you should have seen what I was like about 3 or 5 years. Let's just say 5 years ago. Holy fuck, I was crazy as fuck. I am not the same person that I was 5 years ago. Absolutely not. And I don't know. You could. I wish Wheelburner would pop his head in here and speak up, forever hold his peace. Even Tolga, if Tolga was even in here to speak up, what was I like, say 5 years ago, Tolga? A little bit different. Even going back and listening to some of the conversations that me and the wife had, um, pretty interesting. We don't have those conversations anymore. It's like everything's come down to a dial tone. And it's funny is the wife's happy with this. She's totally happy with just being quiet. Just be quiet. And she doesn't want me to leave. She just stay inside. Don't go anywhere. She just knows evil follows me. Trust me. And this is another thing. I'm not a hermit, but yeah, I do like to stay inside because yeah, evil does follow me. And I don't know. I've been trying to think like me walking around. I just go and do my thing, blah blah blah, and it's like, do people sense the good in people and then try and attack that person? Because that seems to be like what happens to me. It's like I try and be a nice person, and then all of a sudden I just try and walk home, and yeah, people chase you down with a truck, calling you faggot and Amish. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm getting chased down by a truck. I have to call the RCMP, which I hate calling the cops. I've done it twice in my life. Never again. Never again. I'll just run. Or I'll just get run over by that truck. And then we'll just sit there and worry about it after. You can go find the kid who ran me over. Yeah, don't do that, man. No, don't think about that. Stuff like that. Trust me. I've gone back and thought about things like that, and no, no. Have you been able to help anybody because of stuff like that? I'm not gonna say that out loud, but what you just said, but don't think of it like that. Trust me, there's a lot other people who are way worse off. Trust me. This is probably another reason I don't like to leave the house or go outside, is because I see the worst out there of people, and it's funny. Aw. Oh, that's not cool. My first, actually, I dated a girl whose dad did that to her. He ended up becoming a politician, which is kind of funny. Figure that out, eh? Figure that out. Ended up becoming a politician. Yeah, she was interesting. She was a good girlfriend, though. Very good girlfriend. I think she just wanted me to sit there. And at that point in my life, I was very, um, I, uh, I had a not. I wouldn't say I had the power. There was a lot of talk about me, where people were scared of me, uh, and I think that's why she came to me. But I know people are scared of me. Just don't piss me off. Like, I remember these kids fucking broke into my fucking garage and stole some of my BMXs. So what did I do? Waited for them at their school. I had dropped out of school at this point. I waited for them at their school. Waited for them to get on the bus, and then I fucking drove along behind the bus with them till they got off the bus. And I followed them into their. I'm like, yeah, you know where I'm here. Well, and then their dad showed up, and their dad is some crazy motherfucker. Just for driving, this kid was driving a dirt bike through a farmer's field, and he got pissed off so bad. This is a corn of wheat, and it was almost fully done growing. Okay, sees this kid just cutting through his field, and he drives his truck like a fucking lawnmower through his own field to go drive over this kid on his dirt bike. Drove over him. Drove over this kid. Yeah, fucked up his leg, his arm, his some of his face is all messed up. Never charged. Never charged this guy. Yeah. Then this guy showed up. His dad showed up. I was like, I'm just here to grab my bikes. And I was like, do you want to explain this? Or do you want to deal with this now? He's like, I'm calling the cops right now. I was like, sweet, we're all here. We're all here. Call the cops. I'm just here to grab my shit, and then I'm out of here. It was so funny. And I just grabbed my shit, walked out. He's like, aren't you grabbing that bike? I was like, that's not my bike. And then the look on his face, he's like, oh, I'm going to beat the shit out of my boy. But unfortunately, his younger brother died shortly after that in a horrific car crash that was not his fault here in Manitoba, which is pretty bad. Well, he should have got more. Yeah, just it is what it is. I know I still have flashes of things that my brain's telling me to regret or to forget. And it's like, yeah, I know those thoughts are still there. I know. It's like having somebody die. Like, think about that. Yeah, significant loss is pretty hard. Um, you can't change that. Can't change that. All I do hope is that, like, those people are always there beside me at some point or another. There's a lot of times I'm like sitting there thinking to myself, why the fuck weren't you there then? You know, like, could have used you instead of calling the cops. Be like, hey man, jump in this dumpster. You'll be good for 15 minutes and then hop out. You know, just that whisper in your ear. But that's a shitty fucking situation you're in. I know, that's fucked up. But I'm trying to think, like, some of my fucking friends growing up probably went through the same shit. Yeah. It is what it is. You can't change it. Just look forward. Just start looking forward. Just forget the past. I've had to forget the past twice in my life. I got to walk away twice from things. Actually, I'll talk about that another time, the third walk away. But well, let's say I've got to walk away 3 times. I'll talk about the first two. I got to walk away from my life and everything, and I moved to Quebec. Only people around me spoke French. I was the only fucking English speaking person around, and I could hide there. Nobody knew who the fuck I was. Nobody cared who the fuck I was. But then it got to a point where I stayed there too long, where I was the only English speaking person, where all the French people decided to hate me. You know, yeah, I tried to speak the language, I tried to get along with people, but friendly Manitoban started to come out of me. And my decision was to go back to Manitoba. And then coming back to Manitoba, uh, it was so funny. This is a funny story. So go back into one of my videos quickly, one of my shorts, and leave a comment so I can come and check your channel out. Go do that now, because I can't do anything from here right now. But do that, and that saves me a minute or two. Then I don't have to go dig through this. And then sometimes YouTube doesn't let me rewatch the comments on here too. Also, depending on how much I swore, that's a big factor when it comes to YouTube. But yeah, I do stencil work. I was doing stencil work before Banksy, before I knew about Banksy, and then somebody showed me about Banksy. And then when I found out about Banksy, I found about Rat LeBlac, which Banksy stole his art, does the same type of artwork from Rat LeBlac from France. So it's kind of funny. Uh, I started doing stencil work, and then I found out. So I stopped doing stencil work for a while. Stencil work I do is it's it's classy. It's classy. It's very, like, for somebody to look at it, they wouldn't be like, that's graffiti. Somebody would be like, that's art. That's art. That's the type of graffiti I do. The stencil stuff I do. But and then what's great about stencil work is I'm in and out of there too. I can do stuff in like public zones very quickly, and then you're gone, which is nice. Which I gotta start doing here. I got a couple stencils I gotta finish up here, which I'm just prolonging for some reason. I was gonna do it while I was sick, but I couldn't even write. How the fuck am I gonna cut out stencils if I can't even write? Come on, Day Day. Maybe if I text him, he'll come back. Can you take this workbench to my buddy's place? Oh, yeah, but hey, B, what's up? Was that bread? Is that? Can't find it. No, I'll send you. I'll worry about it after. Just leave me a message on the. Just leave me a message on one of my shorts and I'll get back to you. Because I can't look up your channels or anything. But, anyways, here, let's just do this. Might as well do this now. There you go. Yeah, just hit the OK button. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it. That'll give you access to other people that are on here too. So if any person that you look at on here now, you can show, like, if you go up to the top here, you can go to Stoner Code's channel, you can go to 2-4's channel, you can go to Fest Code's channel there. That's B. That's who I game with. So what's up, B? I think Sandra's awake again. I can go play games if you want. Or watch. Oh, I gotta wait for Day to get back to me. Oh, you just got home. Oh, you still got time then. No, I'm gonna see if this guy's gonna come and pick up this workbench and take it to my buddy's place. You know what's crazy? It's been clouded over all day here with light sprinkles. Only 30 minutes away, man. That's crazy. I went and weed whacked and mowed my buddy's grass today because it was over clouded, so fucking go do that. Plus he had some beers there, which is nice. I didn't have any beers until after I was done mowing the grass. Here, have a beer now. No, because if I have a beer now, I'm not going to finish your grass. Yeah, possible rain still here. I haven't looked at the weather channel though. Oh yeah, I gotta go on Brandon and sell that bike for Buddy. Deadly. Well, I'm gonna call Day Day here again, but I'm gonna take off, you guys. Uh, it'll be back to regular news tomorrow, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time. Sorry, I was late today, but wasn't much news and not important news anyways. It was all BS. But anyways, I'm out of here. And B, I'll talk to you in a little bit. And then 84. Yeah, go back into my shorts and leave me a message there. I'll get back to you. Okay, everyone, I'm out of here. Peace. Oh, I gotta hit this button now. What?